Welcome back to another reading and correcting with me, Kindar, the Tiger Writes, and Ty, the Tiger Supervisor. These are where I read a chapter from one of my stories and correct it as I go. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch and YouTube. And if you are looking to support me, that is on my Patreon. Today we are doing chapter 95 of The World Which Is. Xander's clearly reading something. Did you give him a pop-up? Brandon asked. You said ruins have them when an explorer steps in. Dardanus replies, so yes. Just him? The woman to his left is also an explorer, so she got it too. That's Rowana. She often works with them. Wait, how did you know she's an explorer? I can see what classes the people inside me are. That's convenient, Brendan says, studying the image. It's needed to properly run a military compound, the Corps replies. He's got Maximilian, Greg, and Lucian. I don't recognize the other three. Who are they? Dardanus asked. I don't get names, just classes. Max is the magic guy. Greg's the orc. Greg's the... Why do you do that? Greg's the orc, some fighting class. Wallbreaker. Dardanus provides. Makes him really strong, bonuses against inanimate objects, and resistant to blunt attacks. Yeah, that fits. Lucian's is rogue. Shadow Stalker. Whatever. She sneaks and plants stuff in your back when you don't expect it. Nasty woman. The woman with the green hair is a forest tender. That's a druid kind of class, Silver says. Most abilities, mostly abilities to heal based on the surrounding vegetation, but the class also has a branch that lets her command animal. The blonde is a brawler. Standard fighting class, Brendan says. It makes her potentially tougher than I am, but she looks young and probably higher level unless you see that. No, just classes. The last one is a berserker. Poop's insane. Brendan curses. Those guys are just as likely to decimate their side as the opponents if they lose control, and they aren't built to keep control. Can they transform into bears the way some stories go? Silver asked. The class does have a branch that lets them take on characteristics from a chosen animal, which culminates with taking that form, Dardanus says. But that's the last ability of that branch, with 5 prerequisites. Since each needs to be level 5 to count, he needs to be, at a minimum, level 26 to pick it. Double train, Brandon grumbles. Is that important? Dardanus asks. Trains are threshold. Dennis says, each one adds a small increase just for reaching it, but that's within the skill and ability. That's with skills or abilities, or spell, I guess. Skills, abilities, a little bit plural. Spells, I guess. But hitting a new ability on one makes it stronger, Brendan says. That's nothing more than superstition. Ellen replies, there's no documented cases of ability being stronger just because it was chosen on a train. And how much research is happening on that, Brendan counters. I know a few people who built their class to make it happen, and those are people I don't pick fights with. How long does it take someone to reach level 26? Silver asked. With fighting-centric classes like this, like his, nowhere near long enough, Brennan replies. He looks kind of old, I say. His face is wrinkled, his long beard streaked with gray. Xander talks with the other explorer. Can you give us sound? I ask, as Brandon stares at me, the tail end of Xander's words. And as Brandon stares at me, the tail end of Brandon's words sound. Don't like it. You don't like anything that doesn't fit your expectations, Alexander. The woman replies. The world isn't a set of items that fits neatly into your boxes of expectations. It's messy. It's what makes it fun. There are rules to the world, Xander replies in a you know that already tone. The system sees to that. But you certainly don't understand the depth of its complexity, the magic user says in a tone that reminds me of Ellen at times. So it might as well be chaos to you. Let's get on with this. Xander replies. We clear every building. You find a cache. You tell Lucienne, and she clears it. We know how you want this done, Xander. The Berserker growls. It's not the first ruin we've helped you clear. Brennan curses. If they're used to working together, they're going to get through everything fast. Good, Dardanus says. Not good, he replies. They reach my heart, that should not be capitalized. Then they leave. The core counters. That's what explorers do. It's what amateurs do. Me, Poop, and real explorers, we have to clear the entire thing for it to count. But that doesn't matter because I give you 2 hours tops until Poop figures out you aren't a ruin. What happens then? I ask. Then he starts wondering what's so special about this place that Aaron made sure it remained hidden. All the potential reason we talked about before were based on this being a ruin and what we explorers get when we explore one completely. If Aaron didn't get a travel marker out of it, Poop is going to tear. There we go. Tear it apart to work out what he hid. And he's not going to buy It's a Vault of Gold. Believe it or not, even someone like Poop isn't motivated by money when it comes to exploring. They exit buildings, shaking their head and head. And move on. Move on to those further along the road. It's going to end up here, Dardanus, in this building. Unless you drop a bunch of those big-ass automatons to kill on them and kill them. You aren't preventing that from happening. You can't seriously be telling me to murder them in cold blood. You can't seriously be telling him to murder them in cold blood, I tell him. I'm telling him that unless he does something drastic, Poop will be here. And he's not going to look at this and go, oh, that's pretty, let's move on. He's going to try to figure you out, Dardanus. When he can't, he's going to pay for people who can. Dennis said that if someone with a military class touches you, they can control you. It won't be on purpose unless someone tells him what you are, but it's going to happen. I won't kill them. Then we need to get out of here before Poop finds us. There's no way he buys we don't know what you are, and with these people, getting one of us to tell him is only a question of time, based on how much pain you can endure. Max's magic can get really painful. I'm not leaving Dardanus unprotected, I tell him. What the fuck are you going to do? Guys? Silver nods to the image. On the way to the next set of building, a group of automaton rounds the corner. At least a train of them. What level are they? Brennan asks, as the Berserker lets out a whoop and runs at them before Xander says anything. 5. I increase the number because of their levels. They're apparent. Of their apparent level. By the lack of reaction on the others, they expected him to do that. Get ready to be shown what you're in for, Brendan says. We don't need an explanation. The Berserker is already among them. He's like, well, berserk. He strikes, grabs, and uses the automatons as bludgeon to take down more. As bludgeon to take down more of them. The fight can't last more than a minute, but we watch it in silence for 5 more. We all watch in silence for 5 more before Xander steps forward. Are you safe to be around, Stephen? The grin when the Berserker faces him is savage. Come closer and find out. It's safe, he calls to the other, and I can hear him rolling his eyes. Then he and the others loot the remains. Got a map to something, the blonde calls out. Xander hasn't moved from the automaton he searched. Okay, Rowana says, looking at a handful of gears. Something's off about this place. The houses were creepy enough, but this? Hey, Handful of automaton entrails. What the fuck is this, Alexander? He stands. I don't know, but it's not a ruin. He looks around and whispers, just what did you find, Aaron, and why work so hard at keeping me away? He looks at the others. Okay, it doesn't matter what this is. We proceed as usual. We clear everything. The blonde hands him the map, and he glances at it before handing it back. Fuck! Brendan mutters. Forgot about that. He's unlocked the auto map. What does that mean? I ask. Just that my idea of trying to convince Dardanus to try to turn the town into a maze so Poop can't reach him isn't going to work. With the auto map, he's going to be able to tell where he's been and navigate through. Even if you arrange it so there are no passages leading here, with that wallbreaker orc, he's going to make his own path. Dardanus, you have to. I will not murder them. Brendan looks at me. I'm not abandoning him. What the fuck do you think you can do against Poop and his group, Dennis? I don't know, but I'm not leaving Dardanus without protection. He doesn't need protection. He's a fucking town. If he can swallow his fucking pride and do what's needed, he can survive this. Dardanus snorts. That's exactly what the people who ran this place said before turning on me and Adrian. Why can't you just see the situation we're in? This now isn't the time for morals. It's a time for hard decision. It's us or them. And if you aren't going to be with us, we're going to treat you the same we're going to treat them. Adrian didn't back down, even when he was dying, Brendan. I will not kill them. I will not be a murderer just because it's the convenient thing to do, so I'll remain hidden. You go, Dennis. I thank you for wanting to protect me, but Brandon's right. You can't make a difference here. I'll deal with what comes when Xander finds me. Please tell me you didn't just say that. Brandon implores. I'm not leaving, I say. No, of course you aren't. He mutters. You are an idiot. Are you looking to get yourself killed? Xander can't kill me. He has a rogue with him. All he needs is your corpse. I swallow. I'm staying. Me too, Silver says. Oh, you have got to be fucking kidding me. He looks at Ellen and closes his mouth at the speculative look on her face. Her smile is the brightest one I've ever seen on her. I never got to pit myself against another sorcerer, she says. Not outside of test and play match. I think it's going to be fun actually letting loose without caring about the destruction I bring. You're supposed to be the sensible one on this team, Brandon yells. Oh, don't give me that, Bran. There is no way you can convince me you aren't looking forward to pitting yourself against one of them. I am not suicidal, he says, carefully enunciating each word. I understand, I tell him. I'm sure you'll be able to leave without being noticed. Are you fucking insane? I'm not leaving you alone to face them. You're going to walk up to Poop and ask if you can't just talk this out like adults. No, I won't. I already know that of the two of us, he isn't the adult. He faces the image. You're going to have to split them up. They are used to working together, and we stand zero chance going up against them as a group. Forcing them apart will be easy, Dardanus replies. I take it you're all staying to help? Brandon glares at me. It's not like I have a choice. Then I think I should equip you. And that concludes chapter 95 of The World Which Is. If you are enjoying this, please leave a like. If you want to know when the next chapter will be up, subscribe and hit the bell. If you want to read this story, it is available for free on Royal Road. If you want to read ahead of that and support me in the process, that is on my Patreon. And if you are looking to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch and YouTube. Links are in the notes, and with that, I shall wish you a good day.